So the Rascals showed up in NXT. Joe Hendry is there, and this TNA NXT partnership seems to be in full swing effect. And in today's video, we're going to talk about it. Guys, my name is Billy. If you're new here, definitely be sure to like this video. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel because when you guys subscribe, we go to a different stratosphere. And that's a real thing. Like, I'm not kidding. Recently, you guys have taken me to different places I can't even imagine. Also, guys, I have a Discord down below. You guys can join the Discord, become a part of the family because we are legitimately building a family. On top of that, I have a TikTok where I post live reactions to the shows and what is going on, so you guys can go follow me on TikTok. All the other shit is down below. So without further ado, let me shut up. Let me stop talking. Let's go dive in and let's go talk about why this NXT TNA partnership works.
Let's talk wrestling with Billy!
Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Billy. If you're new here, definitely be sure to like this video. I'm not going to give you that fucking spiel again. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to be that guy. But, guys, the TNA NXT partnership, last night on NXT, we probably seen one of the best episodes that I think in some time. Now, the reason why I say that, not only was there good stories being told, but also there were some cool surprises, like Zachary Wentz and Trey McGill showing up during Wes Lee's segment, or everybody teasing that Joe Hendry could possibly be there, and them being like, oh, well, if you say his name, you know what happens next. He appears. So, Joe Hendry and the Rascals show up on NXT. The reason why this works is some fan favorites, like Zachary Wentz, who was once a part of the MSK tag team with Wes Lee, can show up without being contractually obligated to NXT, if that makes sense. He's not actually a part of the NXT brand, but you get to see some amazing things like this. Now, not only is this huge for NXT, but it's also huge for TNA. It works for both. It genuinely works for both companies because TNA is getting the exposure that TNA has so longed for. You know, there was a point in time where TNA wanted to be competition to WWE. They were never going to be real competition, let's be real here. But they were always going to be a good alternative. Sound familiar? TNA has always been a good alternative to WWE because you understood that going to TNA, it is not going to be the same characters that you see on WWE, but it was always going to be good storytelling like WWE. Now, recently, that's changed because you have NXT superstars like Charlie Dempsey, who is going over to TNA tomorrow night to face Zachary Wentz. Now, you ask me, they're playing in the stories on each show. Obviously, Tatum Paxley going over there, and then you had Jordan Grace come over. It genuinely works because it allows fresh faces. And these are made names. And the reason why I say they're made names is because they've built themselves up. They've allowed themselves to, become something. You have guys like Eric Young over there. You have guys like Dolph Ziggler over there, or Nick Nemeth. Just a lot of cool stuff is going on with TNA. I know last night they announced that Cedric Alexander was going to be coming back to NXT, and one thing that ran through my mind was Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali for the X Division Championship. Take my fucking money. Take it. You can have it. But the Rascals and Joe Hendry show up last night, and the internet buzzes as the internet does. And us diehard wrestling fans can appreciate the Rascals and Joe Hendry showing up on our TV screen because it's different. It's that quote-unquote forbidden door being broken down in a company that it was never supposed to in the first place. Talking about WWE. But I genuinely feel like this is an important step for WWE's future, them globally expanding, them expanding out into different companies. So if you ask me personally, I think this works strictly off the fact that you can do some amazing things with it. There's an important person that I think of in the WWE that has had an amazing run in TNA and probably should go have one last run there. And I think we all know his name. And it's not Joe Hendry. No. AJ Styles. I think it is fair to say that you can allow a main roster superstar like AJ Styles, who now has been off TV since the Last Man Standing match. I think eventually you see him pop up in TNA. I'm just going to say here up front, I know this video is kind of taking a turn, but I genuinely feel like you are going to see AJ Styles in a TNA ring here soon. Because ultimately, AJ Styles changed TNA. He allowed TNA to do some of the things that they're doing now. He was a pivotal time in TNA. I love this partnership. I think it is the greatest thing. It's exciting TV. It gets us talking. It allows us to have conversations like this to where we could be like, oh, who do you think is going to show up? Or oh, what do you think is going to happen next week? And that's what we want. We want that thrill. We want that excitement. Let's be real here. It drives us. It genuinely drives us. So I go back to the Rascalz, and I think, man, there was a time where Zachary Wentz was booted out of NXT for some things that happened that and I think about those things, and I think of now him being a completely different person, and not only do we get just Zachary Wentz and Wes Lee, but we also get Trey Miguel with it. That's why it's exciting. So I think of teams like ABC that can run rampant in the tag team division on NXT. And I think about the tag teams in NXT that could run rampant on TNA. It's just a lot of fun conversation that we get to have. And I'm sorry if this video kind of seems all over the place. It's a video that I was interested to make because I haven't been watching NXT on a weekly basis the way that I probably should. I keep in touch with the show, and I know what's going on and stuff like that. But genuinely, I love it, man. I love that we can have this conversation and discuss it. It makes me happy. It makes me think about the future. Again, it makes me think of the other partnerships that they can create with other people and other companies. And that's not even just wrestling. This is all brands alike. I know they have a guy that they just recently signed from ESPN coming in to do, commentary with Corey Graves and Wade Barrett. Instead of looking at the bad side of it, why don't we look at the good? Like, that's that extra voice that we get on Friday Night SmackDown to hopefully add a little bit of juncture to it. So looking at the good of this is great. And I'm having trouble finding a flaw. But if there is a flaw, I would love for you guys to let me know down in the comments section below. And I want to get your guys' thoughts. Do you guys think that this partnership actually works for NXT and TNA, or just one of them? Who does it genuinely work for? You guys can let me know down in the comments section below. I appreciate you guys being here. It means the world to me. You guys are absolutely outstanding. I have a Discord. I have a TikTok. I have all the social medias linked down in the description below. If you guys are new here, you guys can like this video. You can subscribe to the channel because when you do, we go to a different stratosphere. That's just the real side of it. I appreciate you guys always. Thank you so much. And other than that, I want to say that's all I got for today, and I will be talking to you guys later. Peace.